different Minecraft related websites that I think you should either know about or actively be using. Let's get started. Also, if I missed one that you like specifically, make sure to let me know in the comments and I'll try to find it and then tag it in the description. Now, there are a couple that are going to be kind of the same thing but different in case you want to use something else, so here we go. First one, you're loading up a Minecraft world, but when you load into it, is it the one that you wanted? What if you could pick which one you got? In comes Chunkbase and MC Seed Map. Now, I'm sure a lot of you already know about Chunkbase. It's kind of ubiquitous when you're talking about making a Minecraft world that you want. In case you don't know, you can come to the apps page and then just click on the Seed Map app, and you can just start generating random Minecraft seeds until you find one that looks like that might be an area you want. You can also come in here and pick if you want to kind of look for a couple of different things. So like, say for some reason you wanted to be close to a woodland mansion. There is a slight chance they generate near spawn, I think, but it's pretty low. Maybe say you want something like what I got, and I got pretty close to a trial ruins. So you want to be kind of close to one. So you could then come in here, click on that to see how far away it is, which is not terribly bad, but you know, there's definitely closer. And then you can just kind of keep rolling until you find one that's closer. Wow, look at that. You generate right on top of one. You could not get closer. If you want that seed, there it is. But let's say you want to try something else. The same thing, but on a different website. Here comes MC Seed Map. Now, they are a little farther behind on the updates. However, I don't think that terrain generation has changed a whole lot since, definitely not since 121.5. On both of these websites, you can actually switch between Java and Bedrock, and it has a couple of different versions of it if you want to go for an older version. On this one, you can also go with the large biomes. I don't believe that's an option in Bedrock, but I don't know if that's an option in World Gen to begin with for them, so apologies if I don't know. On MC Seed Map, I don't know. Yes, you do. Okay, cool. You got those biomes. So if you wanted to, you could just go in here, click you want the latest version of Java, and then just roll a random one. This map looks a little different. It works the same way, but the display is a little more topographical, so you actually get kind of the variation of what you're looking at. Whereas on this one, for reference, I'm going to put in the seed from my single-player world. I know generally where everything is. I don't think those exist in my real world, but this one I know about. So this is my single-player world. I have most of my base here. I've got a little mountain lookout here, here, and there. And I've cleared most of the trees out of this area. And then if we go over here, I can actually go in and do that as well. And now I can see the top-down view. That looks very different. Why does that look so? Oh, because I added a double one. Gotcha. There we go. That looks better. So their color scheme is a little bit different. And obviously you've got like a very, very detailed view of the block layout. And if I scroll down a little bit, went over to markers, I can select for trail ruin there. And look at that. It's right there. So they both work basically the same way. There's just a slightly different layout. And yeah, the highlight biome selection is interesting. So currently I have Pale Garden, and if I scroll back up, as you can see, it actually shows kind of with a highlighted yellow where the biome would be. Whereas on Seed Map, on Chunkbase, if I were to go down here and I was to look for Pale Garden, it's going to actually black out the rest of the things and only show the biomes where they are. Now, because my seed is actually not from 1.21.5, I think it's a couple updates older than that. I actually don't have that there, and I think mine, yeah, that's the one that I found. And if I go back to here, zoom out a little bit more, there it is. That's the one that I found. So they both work. If you want to try the other one, feel free. I just wanted to give you guys options. So you found your world, but you haven't found yourself. Let's head over to Planet Minecraft. And here we are at Planet Minecraft. Now, Planet Minecraft has been around for a very long time, so they have kind of become a one-stop shop for a whole bunch of things, including maps, which has been a lot of fun. You can do that with, I mean, they go back to like 2013 at the very earliest that I know of. But for right now, we're talking about skins. So if we come over here and we go to player skins, you can actually search for a skin. So like if you want to play a prank on someone and you want to dress up as a gorilla, you can find a skin that someone's already made. And then you can just download that and use that. Now, what if you want to make a skin for yourself? Well, from here, you can go to PMC Skins 3D, which is their own thing. Let's go Advanced Editor. And here we go. You can come in here and you can make your own skin. You can play around with the colors, color it, you can draw on it, you can do individual pixels. You can remove the various limbs and things to get in between the crevices and things. You can even do the armor layers. That's all fun. But what's really cool is, let's say I, Chuck Ross, want to change my skin. I can come in here, put in my Minecraft username, and here I am. In all my glory, this is me. So now if I want to go in and remove, yeah, I never really finished the hair. It is what it is. But if I wanted to come in here and give myself, like, I don't know, let's say weird color eyes, I could just do that. And then I could just download it or publish it or whatever. And then you can also go and look at what it would look like in the layout. So we could talk about the Planet Minecraft mob skins, the texture packs, the data packs, and all of that. But aside from the texture packs, I haven't really used any of the other things that Planet Minecraft does. So we're going to cover that in another section, but just be aware that they're also here. So you finally got your world set up, you finally got your skin set up, you're ready to go. But wait a second, what if you don't want Enderman to pick up any blocks? And what if you want to use shaders? Well, next up we have Vanilla Tweaks and Modrinth. Vanilla Tweaks, I believe still run by Azuma Void from Hermitcraft, is a vanilla light modding experience, I suppose. They're not technically mods, they are data packs, or resource packs. So for instance, the armor statue mod that allows you to take an armor stand and put things in its arms, or make it invisible, or make it look like a little object on a desk or something, that's this. Player head drops, that's also Vanilla Tweaks, and then if you come down to gameplay changes, you've got Enderman griefing turned off. That's one that I personally really like because I enjoy building, and I don't like I just don't like that Enderman can just, ruin my day. It's not fun. But there are plenty others out there, like the durability ping, which I probably ought to get now that I think about it. I have a habit of making that mistake, and they update pretty regularly, and there's a lot of very fun ones. So yeah, it's worth checking out. On the other end, we have Modrinth, which is very heavy on the mod side, literally in the name, but also has some texture packs and obviously shaders and a whole bunch of stuff. Now, I chose Modrinth over Forge just because I think I used Forge a long time ago and it annoyed me for some reason, so I switched. That's about the story. But you can come in here and you can search for the various mods that you want. These are the very popular ones, I believe, right now. You can sort by what update we're on. You can even choose what loader they run on, so that's fun. And then, like I said, you've got resource packs, which adds like the fresh animations or better skies. You can get Vein Miner, that's fun. And then obviously shaders. Now, I'm not going to walk through the process of setting all this up because I just figured out that I wasn't using Bobby mod when I had it installed for like 3 or 4 months. And really what I had done is just cranked my render distance up to like 32. So maybe don't follow my instructions. Look up someone else who knows how to do this. But this is what I use. Have you ever wanted to know the chances of you getting wheat instead of carrots in a trade from villagers? How about how likely you are to get mending? Or how mob spawners work? Or the crafting recipe for a grindstone? The Minecraft wiki is going to be your best friend. I personally love using this thing. I love finding out the mechanic and how it works and then how I can make that work for me. So when I made a video about iron golem spawning, and then I made my iron golem farm, I was in the game maybe 30% of the time, and most of the time I was just on the Minecraft wiki looking at how iron golems work. Turns out it's kinda complicated. And as a freebie, I would also recommend YouTube, but you're already here, so you probably already know that one. Also, maybe, subscribe. That'd be nice. Portals. Love them or hate them, they're not exactly the easiest thing to deal with. Which is why I use Nether Calculator. Because I hate math. And if I just can get someone to take the coordinates and give me the coordinates that I need, I would much rather just do that. That's all I gotta say about that. It's useful. I know there's like a divide by 8 or something that you can do, but I just use this. As a freebie, since this one took literally no time, I also have the Minecraft Wiki potion brewing table from, I think, a year or 2 ago that I have personally bookmarked in my Minecraft bookmark folder on my browser. So yeah, that's something that I also did because potions are really just the worst. Anyway, back to the rest of these things. Are you ready to upgrade from your piecemeal armor to something better? Well, you gotta get enchanting. And to get enchanting, you gotta know the order. Which leads us to our next tool, which is a GitHub IO link to an enchanting order. Someone made a thing where if you put in, say, the piece of armor or the sword or whatever that you're trying to enchant, you can go in and select what you want on it. So I'm going to put, obviously, protection. On my helmet, I want aqua affinity, I want mending, I want respiration. I don't want thorns, but I do want unbreaking. I can now go in and calculate, and it will tell me the best order to put the books on for the lowest amount of experience points needed. Now, I think this is mostly used for, like, if you are at a mob spawner. This isn't like, you know, you've got like an ender or something. This is for when you've just got that one mob spawner that you're just kind of grinding at, waiting 5 minutes between swiping the sword and just like trying to get there. This helps make that a lot more efficient. Do you struggle with making a perfect circle? Do you want to make fun map art for your friends to see? Well, here are 2 more websites for you to check out. The first one we're looking at is the Perfect Circle, the Pixel Circle Oval Generator. So with this, you can make a circle, obviously. However, you can also make ovals, which is cool. Now, this is actually new since the last time I've been here. They now have a line that tells you that the center is between 2 blocks versus the center on this side being a block specifically. That's kind of cool. You can also select if you want a thick border, a thin border, and a filled-in object, and it will tell you the amount of blocks you'll need. They'll tell it to you in stacks and in stacks of 16 for some reason. I don't know why they do that. But yeah, it's pretty useful. You don't have to use this one specifically, but there's probably a million of these things out there. Some of them even do 3D. However, for the maps, we also have Map Art Craft by Rebane 2001. So I took a Steven Seagal's album cover and I put it in here. And now I just go over here, select everything, and it is trying to generate the album cover out of Minecraft blocks. So on this side, you can actually go and tell it that you want to use, say, grass instead of slime for the green. You can tell it that you don't want to use cobwebs, you'd rather use mushroom stems. And yeah, you can make a whole bunch of substitutions. It's very neat. And then on the other side, it tells you the amount of blocks that you'll need of the various kinds. So a little bit more on the details of the settings here. This is all of the blocks up to version 1.20. This is in case the picture that I made wasn't a square. I would have to manually adjust it, or I could have it just automatically center, so that's fine. There's a staircasing method, so you get a little bit extra gradient between blocks. I have that set to off because I don't want to try to make a whole bunch of staircases of different blocks to try to make a picture. That sounds like not fun. And then this, you can tell it to not generate any blocks, so you will have to just assume that you'll need blocks to like put sand or something, or you can just tell it to generate the important blocks. So if you have a sand block in here, it will automatically assume that you're putting something underneath it. You can decide what you want to use at the fill block, so I chose dirt for that. And then another thing is the picture as is actually pretty good. However, on some versions, it looks a little weird. So what I would go in and add a little bit of what they call dithering. It's like adding a little bit of noise and texture to this incredibly flat sections. So that's enough that I think I would be happy with, but it's not too annoying. And then if you know how to use schematics or Lightmatica or something, you can then go and do it from there. But I don't, so what I would probably do is find the list of blocks that I need on the side here, and then when I'm ready to, I click View Online, and I can go chunk by chunk, and it tells me exactly where in the row everything needs to go. And those are my favorite Minecraft tools. If you have one, please leave a comment and let me know. I'll make sure to add it to the description. In the meantime, thanks so much for watching. I've been Chuck Ross, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.